Look at this. I can't even believe it. We were seconds from leaving, and this giant bull decides to trot on over to the bait. Look at him. Oh, this is awesome. I never thought in a million years we'd be able to see a huge bull moose coming in to a feeder. Well, by now, I'm pretty sure you guys have all had a chance to check out the new big game feeders in Call of the Wild, including the deer feeders as well as the bear baiting barrels. They are some super exceptional additions to the game, and before we start out this video, I want to give a huge thanks to all of you guys for all the support in the video with the deer feeder as well as the bear baiting barrel yesterday. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the hype. You guys are all absolute legends. All right, so this is actually really cool because this idea came from the comments down below from one of you guys in the bear baiting video. And the idea was the fact that if you want to bring out bear baits to certain areas or deer baits, you should use the backpack, then you can hold more inventory. And as you can see, well, you can't actually see here. Well, yeah, you can see this part. The additional carrying capacity here for this particular one would be 9. Now, this is a crazy expensive one. I'm not going to spend 20 grand on that, but I will spend 10 grand. And for this, you're actually getting 6 extra carrying capacity. However, I was thinking you don't want to have increased noise, and this is the part that you can't see. So now you can. So increased noise goes to 6 up, and you don't really want that because it's obviously going to scare the animals. However, if you think about it, when you're going to and from the stand, it doesn't really matter what noise you make. It really doesn't. As long as you get there before the deer get there and or the bear get there, and you leave after you already shoot. So who really cares? I just don't know if it's going to make noise once you get in the stand. That's the only thing that I haven't figured out yet. And most likely, it's probably going to be very ideal and you won't make any noise in the stand. I think it's just to and from the stand, which that's why I think it's an excellent, excellent idea. I really do. So since that's the idea, that's what we're going to do. We're going to buy this $10,000 pack. And the thing is, yeah, you could carry a tent around, but it's kind of a pain. It's honestly a huge pain. And especially if you already have your maps decked out with a bunch of tents, then you don't have any more room to set tents, which I had that happen kind of yesterday. All right, so we need to go here and put the backpack on. There we go. So it went from 23 to 29, and see what we're dealing with. Here we go. Now we got extra storage, and now we can carry a lot more stuff, i.e. deer feeders, which I need to buy some more now anyways. This stuff is expensive. I'm not gonna lie, this stuff is extremely expensive. So in this case here, I would like to get a deer feeder and a bear bait barrel, all in the same spot. But I also wouldn't mind getting another deer feeder. We can put our bear bait barrel in there, and we can put our box feeder in there, right? We have our bow, and then we can also grab the AR 300. That is prime. Because before, I couldn't even have one bear bait with the recurve and the rifle. Now we have the bear bait, the recurve, and the deer bait, as well as the rifle. And we still have extra space. Talk about an awesome, awesome idea. Well, we don't have to go very far. Because this right here is exactly where I want to go. We got our stand set up right there. We got whitetail that feed around here. We got bear that feed around here. And we got moose that feed around here. All right, so let's see how much noise we actually make with this backpack. To me, it seems like we're probably not going to make any more noise than if we just typically had our backpack on without this ATV. All right, so there's the stand, and I think I want to put the deer feeder right here, because that could be kind of cool, right? Looking at roughly 200 yards, depending on... Ooh, what's that one now? What is that one? That's going to be another spot we're definitely setting up on. Oh, I forgot about that spot. I've actually never even been there before. All right, remind me to go over there. For sure. For sure. We've got some huge whitetails here and also some really cool brown bear. That's going to be an epic spot there. But yeah, for now, this is going to be kind of an ideal location right here. 150 yards out from that stand. And we can access our inventory from right here. Portable structures. We got our deer feeder and our bear bait. Right here. So we'll put the deer feeder here. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Put in some premium pellet feed. And yeah, now we got a deer feeder set up 150 yards away from the stand. All right, so now we're gonna go to the other side of this stand, about 150 yards as well, and set up a bear bait. Ooh, I actually like this direction here quite a bit. I was trying to see if we'd still be able to see that from there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's kind of perfect, actually. All right. So we're looking at 150 yards. Can we set up a bear bait here? Oh, nope, we can't. All right, we got to figure out how far away we have to set. Oh, well, not that far. We can't put it here, but we can put it here. Ha! Make that make sense. All right, perfect. So therefore, this one is going to be 180 yards away from the stand. All right, now we're talking. Let's put some sour fermented mash in it, fill her up, and head to the next spot. Western Capricorn. All right, you know where we're headed next. All the way over to the corner. To this giant lookout tower. Way over here. In fact, we will speed up the process a little bit. And go like this. So the good thing about this location here is it's pretty much 450 to 500 yards away from both of these stands. This lodge is. And from here, we can grab another ATV, fly on over there, and set up our base. Alrighty, here we go. Need to turn left. Reminds me of that part in a Goofy movie, and he gets to the intersection. All right, Max, which way do we go? Which way do we go? And he already changed the map, but he wants to make sure that he can prove to his dad that he's honest. Left. And then, of course, they go the wrong direction. And, yeah, that's when it gets really interesting. And Goofy knows, because Pete's dad tells him. I think it was Pete's dad. I forgot what his name was, but, yeah, he tells him. He's like, under the thumb, Goof. Under the thumb. Alright, we're almost there. Actually, we are there. There is our tower stand. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a real good sign. All right, there is the stand. And we could shoot from the top of that roof there. 250 yards away. But we're here. I think we want to be more... The whitetail typically feed here, and the bear here. Wow. You know, I didn't realize how high up this thing actually is. It doesn't even look that tall from here. Just because this mountain is so high up. I honestly don't even think we'd be able to put this here. No way. There is no way. Are you kidding me? If we hit something from here, it's rolling all the way down to the bottom of the hill. Period. But then again, we can't see it from there, so what good's that gonna do? You smarty. All right. I mean, I guess, yeah, we'll put it up here. We'll put it up here. If it says we can put it there, then I can't imagine that no bear would come. All we need is one. One big one, and I'll be pretty happy with that. Also, I do believe that we can just keep on shooting different bear, and more will come back eventually. So there's always that too. All right, what we're looking at now, 250 yards here. 200 yards right there. 200 yards. And there is our bear bait. Oh, wrong button. All right, there we go. There is our bear bait. Sour fermented mash. Now we'll go the other direction and set up a deer feeder again. Yeah, I don't know where this idea came to me from, but I was thinking about it and I'm like, well, also there's moose here too. I forgot about that. There's moose, whitetail, and bear that can all come to both of these feeders at the same time. Well, not technically the exact same time, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's try and figure out what the distance is that you have to keep these things apart. So from here to here is 200. From here to here is 200. So 400 apart. Okay, that's understandable. Right now we're 150. So then if we put it over here, then that should be 400 apart. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, now we're talking. Whew. Look at this. Wow. That is an epic spot. And we got moose tracks here. Nice wide open area here. 200 yards away from there. Perfect. We can see all the way to here. All right, I am very excited to check this out. Let's fill it up. Okay, now we just got to figure out when the stuff feeds. All right, guys, so this is actually kind of ridiculous, but we literally just came back over here to get the ATV, and as I was coming over here to get it, I spotted off in the distance these two brown bear, and there happens to be a huge level 7 male bedded right there 300 yards away from us. And guess what? Our bait is right here. So you know what that means? There's a really good chance that this guy is going to be coming into the bait. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, yes, it is. I mean, if we had to, we could even move it down here more to kind of gain some more ground. But I'm not exactly sure how close it needs to be to come into the call or come into the bait. Either way, that's a really, really good sign. And I can honestly say I had no clue that they were going to be bedded right there. I had absolutely no clue about that. All right, well, let's get this ATV out of here so we can come back and hunt it. There they go. There they go. You might be wondering why we're bringing the ATV, and the reason is because if we're going to hunt here, we don't exactly want to have our ATV right next to it. And typically what I do is I bring it at least 3/4 of the way back to the lodge, if not all the way back to the lodge, and then I'll just put it right there behind the building. If it's too far away, then I'll just kind of find a spot where there's some thick brush and ditch it there, and that's good as well. But I always bring it as far as possible away from where I'm going to be hunting, because yeah, you don't want to have that anywhere near where you're at. And I'm always looking to carry more stuff, but I never can. It's always like I'm running low on space, and well, gone are the days that we can only carry one thing now. Gone are the days. All right, guys, here we are arriving at our first tower stand. This is the one that we set up in the very beginning, where we have a deer feeder on the east side and a bear feeder on the west side. So this is what we're going to be able to see right here. It's pretty early in the morning right now because we wanted to get here before anything else did. Oh, no way. There's a bear right there. That's cool. That's really cool. All right, there's the bear feeder. And the deer feeder should be over here? Yeah, over here. Right there. Alright, so I'm not seeing any deer yet, but it's early. It's a good bit early here. We got a good 20 minutes left here before the deer start moving. Potentially even 4 till 8. They should be feeding there. And after that, they should eventually start working their way this direction here as to when they'll end up finding the feed. But as you know, the cool part about these bear baits is the more you shoot at them, the more you're gonna get. But as you know, with these bear baits, the more bear you shoot, the more different ones come back. So since this bear's out here at 180, we're gonna take an opportunity to take the shot. And oh, that's hard to see there. Luckily it's a golden colored one, so I can see a little better, but I can't even see my crosshairs hardly at all. However, I feel like that was a good shot. It was, because he's laying right there. What the heck? Was that a heart shot? That almost had to have been a heart shot. Wow. One perfect shot like that is ideal, because now more bear can come in from further away. Whoa, here we go. I just turned around to look at the feeder and we already got 3 cow moose here, as well as a couple of whitetail bucks coming in. There's a small buck in the front, but there's a real decent one coming in the middle there, and followed by another one coming in the back right over there. That's only one herd of whitetail, and we saw another herd a little while ago over here. Now, I'm not sure if that herd doesn't want to come in or not, but yeah, either way, it's still pretty cool, the fact that we have a herd of whitetail on the feed. All right, so we're going to use the quiet rifle in this case here, and we're going to go for about a 200-yard shot. Is that the right rifle? Yeah. On this one. Beautiful shot. Perfect hard shot. And he's down. That's another small but technically not tiny buck there we could potentially go for. Especially if it stopped on that tree. No, I'm not gonna. Alright, so now we got a bear down and a whitetail buck down. Now, I'll be honest with you, I thought this spot would be way better, but at least it got something. At least it got something. Yeah, at the same time, I really didn't scout out this spot. I just knew that there's a chance a decent buck could show up here, and there is, maybe in the future, but right now, obviously not so good. However, this spot here is looking pretty promising, because if you look at the percentage, 91% of the bait remaining and 97% of the bait remaining, versus this side here, 97% and 99%. So this bear bait is getting hammered, which means we're gonna get down there, go pick these up, and head over to the next spot. Just as soon as we wait for this giant bull moose to come into the bait. Are you kidding me? Oh, no way. No freaking way! Look at this. I can't even believe it. We were seconds from leaving, and this giant bull decides to trot on over to the bait. Look at him. Oh, this is awesome. I never thought in a million years we'd be able to see a huge bull moose coming in to a feeder. But I guess I thought wrong, because that's happening right now. Look at this. Huge bull stepping out of the woods right now. He's about to go past our buck. And he's headed right here. Oh, small bull came trotting in. He's gonna stop right there at 180 yards out, perfectly broadside. Wow, that is so cool. I was not expecting that, not even the slightest bit. All right, let's grab our AR 300 and get ready to go for a shot. The cow's behind it, so that's perfect. And here we go. There's our bull right there. We're gonna wait till he picks up his head and go for a perfect shot. We smoked him. Man, these bulls are tough. Look at him just taking off. Absolutely epic shot. In fact, that would have almost been a heart shot, but he didn't even drop. Didn't even drop. Not even close to dropping. And now we could wait a little bit longer, because there could be some whitetail moving here. Yep, right there. Right there. 250 yards out. Beautiful whitetail. Oh my God, that was almost money. Well, the good thing is it's not going to take him down. But the bad thing is he's not going to come back. And you know what the best part about this is? The fact that in these tower stands, we get way less hunting pressure. So it's almost equivalent to us using a bow. Even though we don't actually have a bow and we don't have a tree stand set up, we don't have to carry one because we can just use this, which is kind of awesome. All right, anyways, let's get down there and go get our stuff. First off, we're gonna grab our brown bear, which I think is over here. Everything looks different once you're on the ground versus when you're in the air. Wait. Are you kidding me? We got that buck. You guys, we got that buck. I mean, it must have been an intestine hit. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be pumped. Because that was basically a 280 to 300 yard running shot, almost going directly away from us. I thought we held for a pretty good lead, but apparently it wasn't good enough. However, it was plenty good enough to take him down because we got hunting pressure, and that's all that matters on that buck. All right, here's our brown bear down right here. Let's take a look at him. And we did in fact get a what would have been perfect heart shot, but still caught spine and lung at about 225 yards. Yeah, I was going straight for the heart as he was looking away from us here. That was only a female. Now we got to go track down this buck and find out what he was. He was a 180 plus, so that's why I really want to go track him down, even though technically he wasn't really on the feed. At one point he was, of course, but then we took a shot and he went running. That would indeed be oh my God, our buck's down right here. You got to be kidding me. We don't even have to track him. We literally shot right here and he's down right there. I don't even know what to say. There's a brown bear there, but yeah, we must have made a pretty good shot because it didn't go 100 yards and piled up. Let's find out. Oh, it was going straight for the heart. So he didn't go very far, but we didn't technically connect on a vital, even though according to this, that would have been lung all day long, almost even a heart shot. So you can't complain about that at all. And it was a 185.46, a 333 yard running shot. So a very nice whitetail, and we got him nonetheless. All right, yeah, I definitely want to set up a stand over there eventually, but for the time being, let's get back here and take a look at this huge bull moose and this nice whitetail we got. All right, we're arriving at our second feeder here, and take a look at this sighting that we have. Look. Yeah, it's got to be a 10 point, maybe a 12 point. Anyways, what an awesome buck. Let's pick him up. And it was a perfect heart shot, 170 scoring whitetail buck. Double lung heart shot at 150 yards there. Very nice. And yeah, that was a 10 pointer. So now we got to track down our bull moose, which ran off this direction here. There's another moose there. That is a tiny, tiny bull. And I see our bull down right there. In fact, I see a huge rack sticking up out of the grass. Let's get over there and go take a look at this bull. There's some good blood right there. As a matter of fact, not that we need any blood to track him because he's laying right here, but pretty cool finding. There he lays. It's going to be a 210 gold. And we got a nice right lung shot there at 182 yards, going straight for the heart. But here's the reality. The fact that we drilled the front shoulder and it almost stopped that bullet on the dot. But luckily it penetrated enough through to get a single lung and take down this bull. Absolutely drilled that front shoulder though. Wow. Let's take a look at this bull. There he is right there. A 210 gold. Boy, that's something. Definitely not something you see every day coming into the feed, that's for sure. All right, guys, now to head to the second spot where we have this huge lookout tower. Man, I'm excited to get over there and see what it's going to be like. We can see a long ways out. Now, I believe our bear barrel right there. No way, there's already a bear on the bait. We got here early, so I didn't expect anything to be here yet, but looks like we have 2 bear, and there's a nice level 7 male 200 yards away feeding on our bait. That's a huge brown bear. So this time we're gonna go for a kind of hard inside front shoulder shot there, because we really can't hit much different than that from this angle. He's 200 yards out, and it's gonna be a tough shot again because it's so dark here. Tried to catch the heart, absolutely smoked him, and maybe that's even better, the fact that he didn't drop right there, because now we don't have a bear laying next to that barrel. So if another bear comes by and decides to feed there, he's not going to see the bear and be all spooked. I was actually a little bit worried at the fact that maybe the bear weren't going to come to this bait because it was up on this hill here, but clearly that was not a factor, and they came right to it. Wow, that was cool. That was cool. All right, now our deer feeder should be over here. Yes, there it is, in fact. 200 yards away, and we did have a little bit of... What the heck is that? Western Capricorn. But we had a little bit of a sign telling us that deer were there. Ooh, that's a lot of sign. Holy. As I said before, it's still quite a bit early, so there really shouldn't be any deer or animals even coming into the feeder, or baits for that matter, but we already had those 2 bear on it almost instantly. All right, also it'd be cool if we could get up here somehow. No way, come on. You can't be serious. You can't be serious, dude. Did we really make it up here? We did. Unbelievable. The view from here is crazy. Wow. Well, we can see literally everything from here. Like, no question about it. Everything and anything you could ever imagine. That is, if there was something here to see. Aside from this cow, of course. We could potentially try for a shot on this buck from here with the recurve bow. Oh, got him. Hit him low and far back, but we're using the 600s. That should take him down. Oh yeah, he's dropping. Dropping good. Down to 50, 25. He's gonna pile. Hey, there's our bull. Wait a second. Is that our bull? Yep, it is. All right, we better take this thing. 270 here. That should take him down. Nice shot. He's down right here. Oh, that was cool. So cool to be able to come over a ridge like this and see him laying there. Just this huge fur back sticking up in the air. Yep, there he is. All right, let's pick him up. It's going to be a 25.1 gold. And we got a 201-yard long shot. The exact same thing happened on our big bull moose, where we drilled the front shoulder and it barely penetrated enough through to hit lung. In this case here, I don't think it would have hit heart because we were a little too far back, but overall still an epic shot placement on a huge 800-pound brown bear. That is a massive brown bear. Wow, is that thing huge. Oh my god, you guys, look at the size of this buck we just jumped up. Coming over here to track down our buck and the moose that we shot, and just jumped up an absolute monster of a buck. Holy, that thing was a 220 plus. maybe even a 230 plus buck. All right, well, here's our big bull. Nice bull, for that matter. Ooh, very nice bull. 173, and we got a very nice walking 243 yard long shot on that bull. So the good part about this spot now is we can come back here when it's daylight and potentially get an opportunity at this huge whitetail that we just saw right over there. Our shot was a 61 yard shot and we hit far back and low 150. All right, but yeah, let's get set up and try and make this happen here. Well, guys, the good news is I just found the herd with our giant buck in it. And also, even more good news, I figured out where he's feeding. At least I would imagine he's feeding right here. There's one buck right there. According to this, he's coming in to the feeder, but that's 430 yards away. So maybe he's not coming in at the specific time, or I'm not sure what the exact situation is. But what I do know is I definitely have a giant buck in this area. And this should be his track, right? Yeah, right here. All right, so the buck that was here feeding is not particularly part of this herd. At least not 100% guaranteed. But yeah, 400 yards away from this feeder might be a little bit too far. I'd say what we have to do is put a feeder here, and we can maybe even put a stand in that tree right there. Huh. Alright, well, at least we know roughly where he went. So we'll mark that spot, head back, and grab another feeder, I suppose. Boy, are these things expensive. But we run through money like nothing. So we actually decided to set up another feeder down here in the bottom of this ravine in hopes that this giant whitetail shows up. Now, I tried to sit there a couple times, but he didn't seem to want to come. Now, it's a little bit later on in the day, and we came in from a different direction this time, so hopefully, just maybe, that changes things. So far, we got a doe there, and another doe there. So there's definitely 2 deer, and another doe there. That's not exactly the greatest sign. The good thing is we can see them from quite a ways away here with some excellent cover. Another deer down there, huh? Oh my God, I see him. I see our buck. No way. He's on it. He is on it. All right, well, we're gonna sneak into range and go for a shot with the recurve bow. This is gonna be awesome because we got a perfect setup here. The fact that we're on a hill and he's on the bottom is absolutely ideal for a bow hunter, or any hunter for that matter, but especially a bow hunter. You can see how even though we're going fast, they still can't see us. So there's our feeder right there. There's a doe. Oh, if that was him, he'd be smoked. But of course it's not. However, that definitely is right next to this 180 buck. That's a good buck too, don't get me wrong. But our 200-inch buck is right down there. And essentially, you could pretty much get right next to this doe. Coming from the backside, she won't even see us coming. All we need now is for this buck to give us an angle for a shot. That's all we need. Alright, he's gonna be right there. There's the doe we just snuck around. There's another doe right there. Another doe right there. And look at that. Look at that. No freaking way. Dude, that's a giant. That is a giant. Can't tell how far away he is, but according to this, he's only 25 yards out. So therefore, I think what I want to do is slide a little closer. 0 for 20, crouch up. It's laying right there. This is unbelievable. We don't have a shot just yet. So basically, I just want to try and square up on him. That way when he crouches up, we have a nice opportunity for a shot. And the shot's going to be less than 20 yards away. Come on, Buck. He should stand up. Come on. Oh my god. We just smoked him. He's going down. He's down. Dude, the shot was so good. We almost freaking heart shot him. Get away, Moose. Get away. Headshot. Neck shot. Headshot. Headshot. I am absolutely freaking out. Look at this sight. What an unbelievable experience that was right there. Look at this. Look at that rack. There's a feeder. There's our buck. Just a perfect turnout. I honestly was a little worried the fact that that buck didn't drop right there because we were holding right on the heart. We almost made a heart shot. I mean, that shot was absolutely epic. He didn't go 25 yards and piled right over. Let's pick him up. It's going to be a giant 223 gold. And we made a 20-yard perfect shot. Drilled him right in the front shoulder there. Just missed the back of the heart. Wow. That was a perfect, absolutely beautiful shot on a giant buck that we just took off our feeder. Well, anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That was an unbelievable turnout by taking down bear, moose, and whitetail all from the same stand. And then in the end, we finished off with this guy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give us some hype down below in the comments. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'm still shaking from that right there. I am still shaking from that. And not only that, that cow moose literally started attacking us right after we took that shot. And of course we had the 420s in and we just kept shooting until all of a sudden she went down. And that was that.